This is our second episode of our series on the 12 virtues of rationality as explained by Yudkowsky, one of the most important experts in the world about rationality and artificial intelligence. If you haven't seen the first episode, here's a link to it. Virtue number 4 is Evenness, which reminds us not to use our intelligence just in favor of what we already believe. Knowing the art of rhetoric and critical thinking can have negative consequences. For example, it can push us to give more weight to those arguments that are in favor of our worldview, and less weight to those against us. When we evaluate an idea that is opposed to ours, we are much more skeptical, and therefore we ask for much more proofs from our opponent. A true rationality is even and capable of judging every idea without biases. Impartial reasoning is opposed to motivated reasoning. This is a phenomenon that's been studied in cognitive science. It describes our tendency to consider arguments in favor of our ideas much stronger than their counterparts. Intelligence, Yudkowsky says, must bring us to listen to ideas in an impartial way, rather than as accuser or accused. A judge is never sitting in a courtroom with their verdict already decided, but rather they evaluate and listen attentively to every point of view before making their decision. Virtue number 5 is argument. According to Yudkowsky, in order to be rational, we must be open to debate our ideas, and to do so with intellectual honesty. By intellectual honesty, we mean our capacity to be open and say what we think without hiding our ideas, knowing that there will be disagreements. If you want to know how to handle those, we have a video about the hierarchy of disagreements. For example, I shouldn't hold back if I believe my opponent holds the wrong position, or if I'm aware of data that disprove their ideas. We also shouldn't feel ashamed of admitting when we are wrong. Also, truth is never equally distributed between the debating parties. The idea that truth is somewhere in the middle and there's always a way to reach a middle ground between two positions is totally wrong. Truth can be one of the two extremes, exactly in the middle, a bit toward one of the two positions, etc. It's very important, therefore, to be brave and not always look for compromises at any cost. Virtue number 6 is empiricism. The basic idea behind Yudkowsky's vision of rationality is the idea of anticipated experiences. According to Yudkowsky, if we want to try out one of our hypotheses, we should be able to say that if our hypothesis is true, something will happen for sure. By doing so, we can give a chance to verify our theory to anyone who might want it. For example, I have a theory that drinking 3 glasses of whiskey on an empty stomach will give me a stomachache. An anticipated experience for this hypothesis might be, if tonight I drink 3 glasses of whiskey on an empty stomach, after 4 hours I will have a bad stomachache and I will throw up. If I actually get a stomachache, it means I have anticipated an experience that actually happened, and therefore my hypothesis was correct. A fundamental step on our journey to become more rational is to go from talk about our beliefs to make predictions about experiences connected to those beliefs. However, a concrete experience doesn't have to be bound to material reality. A mathematical result can work just as fine. The important part is that there is some observable event that was predicted. The fundamental part of empiricism is being able to prove our ideas. Okay, we have seen virtues number 4, 5 and 6 according to Yudkowsky. Let us know which one surprised you the most. We'll see you in the next episode of this little series, where we're gonna talk about virtues number 7, 8 and 9.